Oh hey, how's it going? Thanks for watching my video. So kits are a thing now, whether we like it or not. I personally don't have an issue with kits. I actually think they're a good idea and far better than the microtransactions we got in The Sims 3, so I'm not complaining. But I do know quite a few people in the Sims community were not fans of kits. But since they're here, I thought I'd make a video about what type of kits I would like to see in the future, and I've narrowed it down to 10 ideas. One thing that is important to note here is that these kits are not designed to be what the majority want. I don't care about that shit, this is what I want. So some of them are pretty specific to my own interests, but that being said, I would love to know what kits you would want in the comments below, so let me know. Okay, let's get on with it. Number 1, Ballet. Despite having a stuff pack dedicated to kids, I still don't think there's enough for them. So the gist of this idea is the addition of an after-school activity so that kids and teens can go to ballet, which can contribute towards their dancing skill. Sims will get a new leotard and tutu outfit and a ballet bar that they can practice on, so you can even build a little dance studio at home if you like. Now, when it comes to the after-school activity, it would work in the same rabbit hole way that the other after-school activities do, but as they're kids, they can come home with a little reward after each level. So I'm thinking there should be 3 levels, and after the first one, your kid will come home with a little award ribbon in their inventory. The second one, they come home with a certificate, and the third one comes home with a little ballet trophy. Cute, right? Yeah, pretty cute. Which actually brings me on to the next kit, which is very similar in nature, which is the football kit, which again comes in the form of an after-school activity with 3 progression levels with a little football trophy at the end, plus a football kit. Number 3, Nursery kit. So babies are already objects, and as much as I'd love for them to be more like the babies in previous games, I'd settle for at least a couple more things to do with them. Now, I don't know how likely or how easy this would be, but I think it would be great if we had a couple of additional objects that the baby could interact with. For example, a changing station that the adult sim could perform a changing interaction with the baby on. Maybe a little baby bath that can be used, because currently there's no way to wash the baby, so it's no wonder your sims are getting fed up with them if they smell like shit all the time. And finally, maybe just a little baby mat that babies can be placed on. Don't get me wrong, I don't actually think this should be a kit. This is something that should be included free in the game if it ever happens. But if it's a choice between paying for a kit or never gonna happen, I'd rather cough up the cash and have better babies. Number 4, wedding stuff. So us PC players are spoilt for choice when it comes to custom content, especially if you want to flesh out your Sims wedding. But a sizable portion of Sims players don't use PC, and they don't have the luxury of custom content. And they matter too, so I think a kit dedicated to more wedding stuff would be good. A great example of this would be the Rustic Wedding CC pack. A pack which I installed a while ago and still to this day use all the time. If I had free reign on this, I would add a few new decor items like a wedding sign, flower bouquet and centerpieces, but I'd also add a couple of new gameplay aspects, like the ability to ask a sim to be a bridesmaid and change their outfit, so that when the ceremony actually happens, all that changes is that the wedding party will come and stand by the side of the altar during the ceremony. Number 5, cars. I've heard quite a few people say that at this point they're not bothered by cars, but as someone who likes cars in real life, I would like to see them return. I absolutely love the way they were done in The Sims 2, so if I were to have a word with the creators in the boardroom, I would say, hey, how's about we introduce 2 or 3 cars, which could be fairly easy in The Sims 4 because it's not like they need any animations to go with it, and then add some basic gameplay aspects, like with the Dust the Bus kit. So the gameplay element would be a car that needs to be restored, just like the one in The Sims 2, and your sim can spend time building them up and choosing a colour. This could go towards the repairing skill as well, so it doesn't even necessarily need a separate mechanical skill. And then maybe some rabbit hole interactions for teens to learn to drive and take a driving test with the possibility of passing or failing, giving the sim a mood buff based on their experience. Would this be ideal? No. To be honest, for me, it wouldn't. I would prefer for cars to be more fleshed out than that. But at the same time, I have to be realistic, and at this point, if The Sims 4 were ever going to flesh out cars, it would have been done by now. Number 6, Kawaii stuff. Again, this is all my own taste, but as I touched on earlier, we PC players get the privilege of being able to have lots of custom content. However, console players aren't as lucky, so if I was a console player, I would be all over a kawaii-themed kit like an addict on crack. I imagine the items to be the type of objects you'd see in the bedroom of a teen or young adult, quirky cushions, lights, posters, that type of stuff. Number 7, the Ditsy collection. Yeah, I already said. This is what I want. The Ditsy kit is basically just a range of cutesy floral items of clothing. I actually like a lot of the clothes that you do get with The Sims 4 with all the packs. But if there was suddenly a kit released that was full of Ditsy print items, I'd be all over that like a pedo in a playground. Next up at number 8, the collector's kit. This may fall under the category of a stuff pack, but nevertheless, I'd enjoy something like this. It's basically a kit that contains just objects that are specific to Sims that like to collect things. So for example, a boxed doll with a range of swatches, some vinyl records with a range of swatches, comic books, maybe even one of my favourite things to collect, different types of novelty shot glasses. I think it would be a nice addition, and aesthetically it would please me. Moving on to number 9, the Girlboss Kit. This kit is more focused on a Girlboss home office, so a modern looking desk set along with appropriate furnishings, like framed pictures with inspirational quotes, quirky shelves, potted plants, colourful binders, pen holders and books. The perfect setting for a girl boss working from home. An ideal room for a Sim who works as a blogger, YouTuber or writer. And finally, at number 10, we have the sleepover kit. So this last kit is a mixture of gameplay and items. So there would be a new event type called sleepover, and with that you would get a range of new pyjamas and a few interactable items, like face masks for pamper evenings and board games for your Sims that they can play while sitting on the floor. I'm thinking Dream Phone vibes. So, those are the kits I would like to see in The Sims 4. Let me know in the comments if you would also want any of the ones I've listed. Also, let me know if you think any of them are stupid and I'm an idiot. To be honest, I still don't know how to feel about kits. When they first came out, I was pretty excited because I thought it would be good to have something specific that people can choose to add to their game and not feel like they're missing out on a ton of other features. But I know that a fair few people are not too happy about them because there's a question around whether they're worth the price tag, and I have to agree, to be honest. I personally would value them at more like $3 rather than $5. But aside from the price discrepancy, I am a fan of the concept, mainly because I, as a PC player, don't really have to worry too much about build and buy or create a Sim items, because I can just go and download as much custom content as I want. Unfortunately for console players, they don't have the same luxury, so kits at least give them the opportunity to add more content into their game if they're bored of their CAS or build and buy items. And given that I can just get CC whenever I want, naturally I'm more enticed by kits that offer more gameplay elements. And I'd rather pay half the price of a stuff pack for the gameplay and just skip the items you get. Console players, on the other hand, might prefer to have both, so I do think kits are good in terms of offering a more tailored addition to the game. But I do, however, think it's a shame that the introduction of kits has highlighted an issue with the stuff packs. I feel like the amount of objects we got in the Courtyard Oasis kit, for example, is more or less similar in quantity to some of the earlier stuff packs. So it does give a slight bitter taste when considering the price difference. On the flip side, I do think that the introduction of kits may just make EA step it up a gear in terms of the content we get in stuff packs. For example, the most recent pack, Paranormal Stuff, was really well done in my opinion, and contained the amount of content I would typically expect from a stuff pack. So if that's anything to go by, I think we might be pleasantly surprised by the quality of future stuff packs. That is, of course, if we continue to get stuff packs. For all we know, kits were just introduced to take their place, and maybe we won't get them anymore. I'm pretty sure it takes less effort to make 2 kits than it does to make 1 stuff pack, That is on the assumption that they're better quality, and going by the low effort, high profit behaviour we've seen in the game in the past, I guess only time will tell. But hey, that's just my opinion. Let me know in the comments what you think of kits and what kind of kits you'd like to see in the future. And please do that thing where you like and subscribe. You know how I love it when you do that. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.